Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and this is a commentary 1 versus 1 battle. I'm playing as Galatia going up against Swaby. Usually that is the complete opposite, but this time I actually decided to play Galatia. So I have 3 Galatian Raiders, 2 Galatian Spearmen, 3 Galatian Swords, 4 Celtic Slingers, 2 Noble Horse, 5 Legionaries, and 1 Levy Freeman. Swaby's got five Germanic Slingers, 2 Spear Brothers, 2 Noble Riders, 2 Sword Masters, 3 Bloodsworn, 2 Wolf Warriors, a Wodenite Spear, 2 Spear Levies, and 1 singular Germanic Scout Rider, and he missed that Javelin volley on me. So, I don't know. I haven't played Galatia in such a long time, so I put together what I thought was a good build, and I obviously didn't want to make it too spammy. I could have just spammed a bunch of swords, but that's ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. I was kind of nervous about going into this because I've always believed Swaby is the superior faction, and I always will believe that because I think Swaby can beat Galatia quite easily, honestly. I've beat Galatia quite a few times. I've lost to them, but when it comes to Swaby, I just think they're better. Obviously, that's just a personal opinion. Now, immediately I realized he has fast charge, but he's not using it in a sense where his whole army is going to be affected by it. He's using it in a sense where his flank is going to be affected by it. So I obviously knew that this was his pushing flank, and that obviously was something I kept an eye out for. He got 9 of my horsemen here, which was a mistake by me. I could not get by these spearmen. I was trying every freaking thing too. And now I do have an opportunity here. I was going to take it, and I was just going to plow through the unit with my noble horse. And with the help of the Galatian spear, I knew I could easily wipe that unit off the map. However, he has this noble rider here, and honestly, if we just, like, I guess zone in on this situation here, this wouldn't have been what's the word? It would have been disadvantageous for me because my whole army's back here. My slingers are not in position. He's got 2 slingers already ready in position. He has another spear levy here. He can pin me down with his noble rider, follow up with this spear levy, and also shoot me with his Germanic slingers. I'll have no other support except for these 2 units and my Galatian raiders, which I could bring in, but it would have been way too late. So he would have too much of an advantage here, and I just didn't want that. So I ended up pulling back there. But I try to push him. I try to get a javelin volley off or something, and I do obviously come up with my Galatian raiders here and try to get some javelins off, but it doesn't work. He does shoot me a little bit there. And those freaking Germanic slingers actually killed a lot of those Galatian spears. I get shot way too much here, so I am going to try and pull back. I knew those Germanic slingers were going to be an issue. Freaking 5 Germanic slingers is actually pretty deadly, especially against a barbarian faction, when 90% of the units are unarmored. And I think Galatian legionaries have 40 armor, right? They have freaking 75. Alright, never mind. I know nothing about Galatia, as you can see. So my priority here was to get into melee as soon as possible. I wanted to stop his fast charge, obviously, and I wanted to stop him from shooting me. Now the thing is here, as Swaby, you have such an advantage in this scenario because, for one, he has fast charge, so that's already a threat. But you don't want to engage somebody when they're in fast charge, but if he has 5 slingers, you kind of have to. Obviously, also, I went very aggressively after his slingers just to try and kill some of them, and I fail miserably here, but I tried, and I keep him on edge. I'm not letting him off easily. I got a nice javelin volley there, though. I got a pretty good one there, too. I killed a lot, actually. Wow. So, yeah, you can see I'm definitely not letting him go free here. I'm trying to put as much pressure on him as possible. This was a mistake by me. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I take major losses there. I get shot by a slinger. So this was actually quite aggravating, honestly, having to deal with 5 Germanic slingers. It's just, it hurts, honestly. All my infantry in the front is weak. It has no armor, so they're just gonna get creamed. And I could not get my slingers enraged, but I do here. And even if I did, Celtic slingers, 4 of them against 5 Germanic slingers, you're not gonna win that. So I was trying to be as aggressive as possible. So here I almost go for a charge. Here's a big mistake by me, I think. Yep. It's javelin again there. That was... Ugh. Missed my javelin volleys on them. I think I was very tempted to just sacrifice this unit at this point, honestly. But I think the fight starts here. I see my opportunity. I have these 2 units exactly where I want them, and I am going to engage here. This unit gets freaking obliterated. So here I'm going to sacrifice the Galatian Raider. I'm just going to pin him down. I'll do this with my skirmisher cav occasionally. Here comes 2 Galatian swords, a nasty javelin volley right there. Does a lot of good damage. He's immediately going to charge me. That was a good move there. I should have just sent that unit into that fight, but I moved him over to there. This Galatian sword is going to die in a second because it's just going to rout. This spear brother, though, was not going to enjoy this fight. I have nothing here to support my fight currently except for my slingers, which do get some nice javelin volleys off, though. And as you can see, he's going to do unbelievable amounts of damage to my Galatian swords here. Still trying to use my cav in the back to do something. I have this unit already preparing to go in for an attack on those units there. I was pretty happy with the damage I was getting off, but I wasn't killing enough of his cav. I thought more of it would have died by now. So I'm throwing in a Galatian Legionary, which I didn't want to do. Oh, hello, bird. I did not want to send this Galatian Legionary into this fight yet because it would just be susceptible to slinger fire. And obviously that's not something you want. And you can already see my Galatian swords getting absolutely pummeled here by these Germanic slingers. And I was focus firing his slingers with mine. I throw my general in here. Again, not something I wanted to do, but I just wanted to clear up these units and get them out of the way. If people would frickin' leave me alone for 5 seconds, that'd be nice. This Galatian sword, spear, is going to go right into this Germanic slinger, followed up by my Noble Rider. I knew he would either have to move the Noble Rider, his Noble Rider, over here to defend his flank, or he'd have to pour infantry over here, which is not something you wanted to do. So as you can see, I have this huge flank that I can take advantage of very quickly. But keep in mind, that's where his fast charge is. As soon as he uses that, I gotta be ready. I got a nice javelin volley up here, so I am catching him off guard in a lot of areas, actually. And I was feeling pretty confident right now. I catch his Germanic slingers, actually, so I was keeping up with him. But I still hadn't even touched his main line yet. And so that is something you definitely need to keep in mind. I missed micro here. Now, this was hilarious. His spear levy loses to my Galatian Raider, I think. Well, it was losing. If I had just charged it, it would have died, but I wasn't looking over there. It was just too much to micro, so I guess he gets a little revenge on me there. And this Spear Brother lasted way longer than I thought it would. Now, you can tell he's definitely getting ready. He's kept his army in line. Now, the Swordmaster, so you're probably wondering why I did this. I'm sacrificing this Galatian Spear to pin down the Swordmaster. He gets javelined for 1, and he loses hit points for 2, and this Galatian Spear is sacrificial, so I can deal with that loss. I did not want that Bloodsworn cycle charging my Galatian Legionnaire. So I'm going to follow up with the Galatian Sword into that fight and pin him down that way. This Galatian Spear is doing exactly what I want it to do. My general... Okay, so here he fast charges. Now, this is the best way I could think of countering this. I charge him with my general. Yeah, he could die, but it was worth it. His Swordmaster does not get a charge on my Galatian Legionnaires. That is key to this fight. I use cavalry counter tactics. I get fast charged by the Bloodsworn. That's fine. I can deal with that. Because their world is about to get rocked by this noble horse here. So this is not a fight he wants to take. This is actually very bad for him. I have cavalry counter tactics on the Galatian Spears. I have a superior cav unit in that fight. I have another Galatian Legionnaire coming through this gap. This flank that was supposed to be his pushing flank is now going to be mine. And I'm going to take advantage of his situation here. I use battle rhythm on my Galatian Legionnaires to give him a boost. This was a great catch for me. I catch this Bloodsworn. He doesn't get a fast charge off. That is important. That is extremely important. So the problem now is holding this flank, and I just don't have the infantry. I really should have... What I should have done at this point, I'm going to pause. I should have pulled this back and swung this way even more and just put all my pressure into this flank. Because I'm fighting a fight I can't win. There's no way 2 Galatian Legionnaires are going to take on a Swordmaster, a Bloodsworn, and a Wolf Warrior at this point, and a Noble Rider, and a Spear Levy. That's just too much. My second Noble Horse is actually on this flank. So my cavalry was in the right position. It was my infantry that wasn't. And they should have been either pushing for the middle here, or holding here or something, just giving me more time to push this way. And you'll see that is going to be disastrous later on to me. Now, he's got his Wodenauds in here. You do not want to get your cav in a fight with them. They will eat them alive. I am pulling out my Galatian Legionary, and I'm leaving the Spear Levy in just to hold. He's going to take a lot of losses on that Bloodsworn because he's running away, and I'm chasing him with the Spear unit there. He's throwing in a, excuse me, Wolf Warrior. This was a good move. I think I charged. Yep, that was, in my opinion, that was the correct response. I get a Galatian Legionary into the back of his Swordmaster. That's terrible for him. So, Wolf Warriors are very susceptible to cavalry charges. I say Wolf Warriors, but literally every Swaby unit is susceptible to cav charges. Galatian Legionnaires actually do pretty well in this fight, surprisingly. And I get some nice shots with my Slingers here, though they should have been shooting at his cav units, as that was the most important unit on the field right now. I do kill that Bloodsworn. I'm going to get my cav out of there and follow up with the Galatian Spear just to pin that Wodenauds down. Obviously, I can't win that fight, but I can damage it, and I can just keep him pinned. He catches my Slingers at this point. I just could not freaking micro them. This guy was all over me at this point. Fort 88, Galatian Legionary is wavering. That is terrible, so that unit's going to break, I think. It shouldn't, but it might. I think my general died. He does in a second, somewhere here. He's getting shot. I was trying desperately to clean up those Slingers. Should have definitely been a priority before the main fight here. Though that Galatian Legionary does stabilize, and I get a nice rear charge on these Bloodsworn, that's going to hurt really freaking bad. Galatian Legionnaires, though, are going to do actually pretty nice in that fight. My opponent failed to do any cycle charging over there, which was disastrous. And you can see my Noble Horse does clean up all those Slingers. And this Galatian Legionary is winning against his general. So I'm doing pretty good, actually, and there's still definitely a great chance for me to win this. I launch a cavalry charge with my Galatian Legionnaires. Oh, there goes my general. Into the back of his units, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. Even though, well, it did put the Bloodsworn in red morale, but my units are breaking at this point because my general dies, and not a single unit in my army is disciplined. Same goes for him, actually, so either of us losing our general is terrible. I do get another cav charge, though, and this one's actually much better, and will kill that Bloodsworn. My Slingers are just kind of useless at this point. They're just all over the place, doing nothing really important. I still have this Galatian Legionary and this one, but it's not looking very good for me. He gets a nice rear charge on my unit here. I pull out the Galatian Raiders, but I leave in the Noble Horse. Yeah, Noble Horse. This is the Noble Riders. I confuse them all the time. And I actually charge them into the back of these units over here, hoping they might break them, but the unit breaks before it even gets there. Gets a nice javelin volley on me with the Wolf Warriors, and Frenzy charges into my rear. That's going to hurt a lot. So as you can see, that will definitely hurt my Galatian Legionary there. So at this point, obviously, you can see that I am going to lose this battle. I definitely made some mistakes there. I do need to work on my Galatian armies, but as I said, I just don't play the faction. I don't like them. They're like a worse version of Swaby for me, and obviously, you know, I love Swaby, so... This, my opponent's army, I might steal it, I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely loved his build. I think if he cycle charged a bit more, he could have absolutely devastated me. He kind of failed to keep up with the Bloodsworn. That was his biggest problem, in my opinion. I think I almost killed... Oh yeah, I do kill his general in the end. So in the end, I do kill my opponent's general, but obviously it's not going to do anything. So, yeah, this was the Galatian army. Didn't really work out too well. One of my Noble Horse did really good. The other did absolutely terrible. Galatian Raiders doing pretty good all around, actually. They did really nice. Some of my Celtic Slingers got some good kills there. And the Galatian Legionary is not doing that great, in my opinion. Not getting good kills at all. The Galatian Spears, though, actually, one got 150 and a chevron. That's really nice. And the Galatian Sword's doing alright. Not the greatest. Swaby's general did great. The Scout Rider not so much, but his Noble Riders did really good. The Slingers did pretty good, too. Yeah, you can see the Bloodsworn not getting a lot of kills there, which they should. They should basically be the MVPs of this army here. Frickin', what the hell? His Spear Levy got hundreds of kills, and I have no clue what they even killed. His Bloodsworn Spear Brothers didn't do that great. Well, actually, I say that, but they did get some nice Javelin volleys on my Galatian Raiders there. Wodenau's doing amazing. Other Swordmasters doing great, and Wolf Warriors doing good. I think if I was to use the Swaby army, it would be like this. I think I would make my own variation. Well, you're gonna have a lot of money left over if you do that. Something like that. Basically, what I'm going for here is heavier on the spears because I just like spears. Adding the addition of the 2 Kimber bowwomen will be absolutely devastating to a front line, and it's gonna catch somebody off guard completely because you have the stability of the Germanic slingers and the firepower of the Kimber bowwomen, obviously with fast charge. I guess you have 240 funds left over, and I'm not really a frugal person when it comes to this game, but that maybe. Though, well, actually, that could be better than 3 slingers. Obviously, it's your choice at that point. I think this could definitely work. I'm gonna freaking try it. Well, you'll probably be seeing this army in my next video. This is something I genuinely want to try. I hate having a general in the Swordmasters, but you kinda have to with this type of army. I guess you could add berserkers if you really wanted to instead of the action. What if you do that? Oh, hey, you could do that. I might try this. It's gonna suck though because berserkers suck in modern Rome too. But still, I would definitely try this. It'd be an uphill battle from the start, but I'd do it. Well, maybe I'll try the one with the berserkers and wolf warriors. We'll see whichever I come up with. But that'll be all for today's video, and maybe I'll try a different Galatian build in the future. Just not good with them. I don't like the faction all that much. I like Swaby more. Although I will say Galatian Raiders are really nice, and I do enjoy that unit. That is all though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.